Hello again, everybody. This, as you know, is the old Cavacruiser, the Cavalier that I had made a camper out of at one time. I'll put a link to the video somewhere up here if you want to check that out. But this was actually a camper for a little while. It really wasn't a very good camper as far as comfort goes and all that. It's a small car. But anyway, now it is back to just a regular vehicle. Problem is, it is wore out. It's actually being retired now. It does still run, uses a lot of oil, and it uses a lot of power steering fluid. But for this little example here, this vehicle is perfect. For one thing, the air conditioner went out, the compressor locked up. If you were going to fix the air conditioner on this, it would cost more to fix it than the car is worth, because you would have to replace everything. When the compressor goes like that, it fills the whole system up with debris from metal to rubber and everything. That when the compressor goes, it just circulates, because that's its whole job, is to circulate that freon and oil through the system. Well, if it's getting worn out, there's already metal in the lines. And when it finally locks up, it just pretty much, the whole thing is full of little metal flakes. So you're not going to be able to redo the air conditioner. You can, but it's like, just like I said, for this car, it wouldn't be worth it. But if you have a car that is, either not worth fixing, or you don't have the money to fix the air conditioner, I'm going to show you a way that you can get temporary air conditioning, and it will work. I've done this before in the past with the S10 that I had. It didn't even come out with air conditioning, but I put an air conditioner in it like this. All right, first thing that you want to do is you're going to use your heater core. You could use the air conditioner evaporator core, but in this case, we're not going to do that. Because I don't want to recycle that old metal and stuff. If you could flush it out, it would probably be fine. But I don't want to recycle that and then run that through my water pump. What I'm going to do is I'm going to unhook the heater and bypass it, the heater core, and we're going to run ice cold water through the heater core. And in that case, what you will have when you put the heater control on hot, you're going to have cold air. It's kind of counterintuitive to what you would really want to set it at. But if you put your heater control all over on hot, then you're going to have good cool air. So let's get into it here, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. All right, I've already removed the air intake hose there. It's over here. That way you can get a better view of what I'm doing. Okay, what we have here, these are your heater hoses. These two go to the heater core. One is where it goes into the heater core, and the other one is where it comes out. So the water can circulate through the heater core, and it can heat the vehicle up when you want to have heat. Well, in the middle of summer, like around here, you're not going to need the heater at all. So this way you can have air conditioning. All right, so we need to remove these two clamps, and then I'm going to put in this hose's place. I've got this piece, and I'm going to put it on there and put it on there, and I'm going to make a U shape going out of this one and into this one. All right, let's get these clamps off, and I'll show you what I mean. Okay, now you can see that we have our line looped. I gave up on that little clamp like that. I just used one of those type of clamps, a screw type. That works a whole lot better than the clamp type. Okay, anyway, you can see here what you would want to do. You would not want to run this like this. This is an example to show you how it should work. The way I did it in my S10 was I ran it underneath, and and I put it inside of some of this insulating, these things that you put around your pipes to insulate them, to keep them from freezing. I put this around it and ran it down under, and I put this setup in the bed. Now I hooked it to the actual battery of the truck. I ran a wire back there on a switch and all that. But what this setup is it is an ice chest with ice in it, of course. And you see the water coming out. Well, what we have in here is a bilge pump. Getting stuck on the ice. A bilge pump that pumps the water through this hose, through the heater core, and back out this hose. Okay, let me shut this lid again. Okay, so it is just recirculating the water through the hose, into the heater core, back out the hose, and into here. Now, the best place to have this whole setup would be in this car, would be in the trunk, with the hoses running down under, with the insulation around them, securely tied up underneath, away from the exhaust and away from any moving parts, all the way up, coming up behind, or up in front of the firewall and into your heater core. That way, you've got permanent lines ran all the way back. And then in the wintertime, when you want to do your heater again, all you've got to do is unhook your little bypass hose and hook these two back up. All right, now let's get inside the car. Okay, it's not real hot in here. 77, 78. But it's humid, and I'm kind of hot right now. So let's start it up. And let's put the heater controls, well, here they are. Heater controls on high heat. Fans on high. That don't recirculate. That actually doesn't mean anything because AC is completely unhooked. Alright, let's see if we can put this in the vent right here. And let's see how that blows. Okay, you can see it's on heat. High heat all the way. Blowing out pretty cold. Actually, it should be recirculating whatever air is in here. Because this is what I've got it on. I've got it on recirculate, so it should be recirculating the same air. So it was 78, 79 degrees in here. I guess that's a 30-degree drop coming out of the vents, so if I let it keep going, it should cool down pretty good. Okay, I think we've reached what it's going to get down to, about 49.1, 49.2, or .5 degrees Celsius. Alright, so I think that's probably pretty much what it's going to get down to in the vent. The car actually would get colder than that with the air conditioner, but that does feel pretty good. Now let's crank it up. We're just going to let that run for a little while and see if it cools down the temperature of the car. I can feel it, it's already cooling it down. I know it's reducing the humidity because I can feel a big difference in humidity. And one good part about it, okay, the heater core should drip outside. It's not dripping inside. It should drip on the outside of the car and like under the car, just like an air conditioner would. That's one thing you got to worry about with putting a cooler inside and blowing the air around on the inside. You're going to have that condensation forming. We'll just let it run and see what it does. I'll get back with you in a minute. All right, now I've had it running about less than 10 minutes, something like that. We've got 63.4 degrees or 17.5 degrees Celsius. So, does it work? Yes, it does. And it will keep getting colder in here. And I think it would eventually get down to, I don't know, 50, something like that. Maybe even colder. The thing is, you're recycling that ice or that water into the ice. Okay, we're constantly recirculating this water, and you can see there's still a bunch of ice left. And that won't last forever. Now, this would not be a road trip technique. Yeah, this technique of cooling a vehicle down would not be something for like a big long road trip. This is for like a commute to work. It would probably last for about an hour or so of constant use. Even on a hot day, it should. Now, you're not going to get long-term cooling out of this without keeping on adding ice to it, because you're losing ice at a rate that is going to depend on the temperature. Of course, the ice is going to melt pretty fast if it's real hot out. Once the car gets cooled down on the inside, if you keep it on recirculate, it will last a lot longer because it's putting cooler air back in once the car is cooled off. But when you first started, it's going to use a lot of the ice. But if let's say your commute is 20 minutes, you'll be great. Even 30 minutes to an hour. Add some ice to it, and you should have plenty of cooling for your trip home, and shouldn't have any problem. It will. I actually did this with my S10 for a little while, and I could make it. I was working on drilling rigs at the time, and I would drive sometimes an hour and a half. Okay, so now it has gotten to about 60.1 in here. So that's not bad. That's 59, 58. The temperature has come down. Okay, let's just call it 60. All right. So that's what, 18 degree difference in temperature. So if it's been running about 20 minutes now. That means that if it's 90 out, it'd be what, 72? Even if it was 75, even if it only does 15 degrees. That's pretty good. If it's 90 out and it gets it down to 75, that's pretty good. One thing that it does do that I really like is it reduces the humidity, and that increases the comfort in the car anyway. So, well, there we have it. Air conditioning for your car that possibly didn't even come out with air conditioning. A way to do it anyway. And it does work. Works pretty good. I guess that's going to be about it for this video. Hope this kind of helped somebody out that's looking for a way to have air conditioning in their car. I appreciate everybody watching, and I'll see y'all on the next one.